Cyrus Carmack Belton was a 14-year-old who lived in South Carolina, who went to a convenience store and was shot for what the convenience store owner, Rick Chow, says, stealing bottles of water that he never stole, ever. Not once. No evidence of it. Not once. The Natasha dolls that are going viral over in China, that are these black baby dolls that are being used for stress relief by these Chinese people who are doing horrific things to them, and then in turn doing these horrific things to these real life black kids. What do the two things have in common, and why is it just anti-blackness globally? Why is it that black people who continually say that they don't have any allies in the people of color community are right? Because it's so hard. I, as a person who is about collective liberation, who is about we're not free until we're all free, I am that type of person. So I stand up for everybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. I'm going to stand up for you if you need me to stand up for you, right? I don't care what your culture is. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what your sexuality is. I don't care what your gender is. I don't care. If you need me to stand up for you, I'm going to stand up for you. Except for when you're homophobic, transphobic, anti-black, racist, white supremacist, the list goes on, and sexist, continue. And it's just like, right now what we are seeing with the Asian and Asian American community is sickening, okay? And specifically the Chinese American and Chinese communities in China is sickening. It's really, really sickening, okay? It's really, really, really sickening. And it's so hard because of the person that I am, because I am about liberation for all, and I know that we, as people in this country, can't have liberation without the liberation of those in other countries as well. And I know that we are all connected, and I know that our liberation is their liberation and their liberation is our liberation, and that's how it's supposed to go. It's hard to say those things out loud and then have things like this happen when it comes to this Rick Chow and Cyrus situation, or the Natasha dolls, and go, yeah, I am about liberation for all. But at the end of the day, there are people in this world who are people of color, who are fighting the exact same oppressor as black people, and they literally will shit all over black people. They will shit all over black people, act like black people are, the enemy of them, and they will continue to be anti-black and racist towards us. And it's sad because at the end of the day, you wouldn't be in this country, Asian Americans, without the help of black people and many of the civil rights that we got back during the civil rights movement. And I'm not saying that just to say that, just to be like, whatever, like you wouldn't be who you are without us. But at the end of the day, and it wasn't just us as black people fighting for you, we had, Asian Americans who were also fighting so that black people and Asian people could have the rights that we have, right? And it's just like, it's just absolutely sad and sickening to watch other people of color act the way they do against black people, considering that we have the same enemy. And at the end of the day, you being disrespectful towards us is just doing the colonizers, the white supremacists, the Nazis, the, fascist job. You're basically doing the job for them in so many words, in so many ways. You're doing the job for them because at the end of the day, they don't have to take the pressure on of being the, evil white man and the evil, colonizers and the fascists and the whatever. They can blame it on you all. Oh, black people, why are you always coming at white people? We didn't do it this time. It was the Asian community. It was the Chinese American community. It was the Chinese people. They're the ones doing it, not us white people, not us Europeans. We're not the ones doing it. It's actually them. You don't need to be mad at us. You need to be mad at the Asian community. And it's like, they want us to be divided. Really, really bad. They want us to be divided, because the more divided we are, the less time we're going to take to fight the rightful oppressor of all of us. Yeah. And so that's why things like this always make me so mad, is that so many people of color have fallen into the colonizer's trap, and they have decided that they were going to follow these minority myths. They're going to follow the, I'm a good person of color, and, I do everything right, and, white people can't come at me and say I'm this or that, because I do everything right, and I'm not like those, dirty black people, and I'm not like those, dirty Africans, or I'm not like those whoever, in the black diaspora, I'm not like that. I'm not a dirty black American or whatever, I'm so much better, and the colonizers is going to love me because I am going to shit all over black people, and so the colonizers and the white people are going to love me. And it's like, that's just harmful to yourself when you really think about it, as harmful as it is to us black people. And it's very, very harmful to us when our own communities are dying because of it, unjustly, for absolutely no reason other than bigotry, other than hatred, other than racism, and other than anti-blackness. But, that's a learned behavior. Y'all learned that behavior. You were not born that way. You learned that behavior by the colonizers, and now you guys are out here spewing it every chance you get, to the point where you're killing our youth. You're killing our youth, and it's disgusting to watch. And when, the Asian community, specifically the Asian American community, is getting up in arms about the fact that black people have decided to boycott their businesses, I don't think they have the right. Because you don't have the right to come into black communities and set up shops and then take our money and be racist to us at the same time. It makes no sense, and you're wrong for that, right? And we have every right to boycott your businesses, because we need to be putting money into our own communities anyways, but also you don't get to be a certain type of way towards us, anti-black and racist, and then expect us to give you money. That's not how this works. And you're lucky that we're only boycotting your businesses and not doing much, much worse to many of these communities who conflict and inflict harm onto us as the black community. We are very patient and we are very gracious people, because we could do a lot worse, okay? So I just think that the Asian community as a whole globally needs to learn that being anti-black, being racist isn't going to get you anywhere, and that all you're doing is the colonizer's dirty work. And at the end of the day, that's not going to help you, because if it's not us as the black community, it's going to be you. It's going to be you. This won't save you. This will not save you at all from what's coming down the pipeline. Remember that.